All right, so now that we've used the revolve tool or the revolve base and the revolved cut, there's something else that I want to show you guys, and this is going to be using the patterns. Okay, again, a lot of this stuff is redundant, meaning I can create patterns in Sketch and I can create patterns in features. Okay, it is preferable that you create patterns, that you create fillets and chamfers in features. Okay, as a feature, it'll show up in your feature management tree as a feature, right? If you do it in Sketch, it becomes part of the sketch and it's a little bit harder to modify if you need to come back to it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this face, left click, start a new sketch, and I'm going to spacebar and normal 2. Okay. I'm going to use the circle tool from the center and drag out. With that circle still being selected, I'm going to go over to the left-hand side in my options and change it for construction. Why? Because this is going to be a bolt circle. Okay, a bolt circle is basically a center line with circles around it. I'm going to dimension this center line circle or bolt circle. We'll dimension it at 3 inches. And then I'm going to use another circle. Right? I want to be in line or at the quadrant. And I'm going to select a circle or create a circle at the quadrant and dimension it. We'll make it 0.5. That's fine. And I'm going to exit the sketch. Okay. After exiting the sketch, I'm going to do a cut extrude, right? Because this is a hole. So I'm going to cut. It recognizes that. I want to make sure that the hole goes all the way through the part. And green check. So now I've got one hole. Okay. Well, I want to create a pattern with this hole. And the pattern, right, obviously should be circular. So underneath the Features tab, Linear Feature dropdown, I have Circular Pattern. Okay. Now, in my Circle Pattern properties, okay, the first thing that it's going to ask for, which is highlighted in blue, is direction 1, which is the pattern axis. Okay, basically, if I want it to go around in a circle, I have to pick an edge. Okay, not a face, but an edge that is circular. So I can pick this, or this, or this, or this, any of these circle features or edges. Okay, and it knows that the pattern is circular, right? It already saw features and faces to cut to pattern. Okay, if you don't see anything here, let's say it was empty, best thing to do is to select it right on the inside of your cut. Okay, otherwise you can go into the feature management tree and select your cut extrude feature. Okay, so selecting here or selecting here, it'll recognize that that's the feature you want. Okay, from this point, it's about being able to select, how many of these holes. Maybe I have 5 holes and they go 180 degrees. Okay. Or maybe it's 360 degrees and I have 10 holes. Not 105, that would be way too many. There's 10 holes, green check, and it finishes my pattern. Okay. That's using the circular pattern tool. If I wanted to use it under sketch, I can create a new sketch. normal to the plane, and kind of do the same thing. Create a smaller set of holes, maybe 0.10. And at this point, I would use the circular sketch pattern under sketch. And I would do the same thing. I need a circular reference. Entities to pattern. Left click inside there. And it says, okay, I've got 4 instances around 360 degrees. Maybe I do 8. Okay, equal spacing. I set my parameters. I green check it. I have a circular sketch. I exit, and then I have to do cut extrude. All right, make sure that this is through all. So the larger circular pattern was created with features. The smaller circular pattern was created in a sketch. Okay. But notice here that this circular pattern, edit feature, very easy to change. To change the sketch pattern, I have to go into sketch. There is no easy way to change this. Okay? There's nothing obvious. All right? So you might have to erase some of these or redraw it. It's a little bit more of a nuisance. So like I said, if you can avoid creating patterns in Sketch, avoid creating patterns in Sketch. Okay? Use features. It's a lot easier. They're easier to modify and change. Okay? That is circular patterns.